Morning everybody. Last minute change of plans for my day. As I was getting ready, I saw a message from the head teacher admin asking if I could sit in one of the deputies' chairs because they were out today and the principal wanted somebody there. I obviously had the lightest day to cover, which was only 2 classes, Year 11, Year 8. Year 8 we were going to be starting looking at safety in the kitchen. They can still do that. There's no problem with that. Year 11, I was meant to have them very first period. And that's obviously not a period where you can say, oh look, I need to be on the class rather than up in the office, because the first period is often part of the busiest time for the DP. My plan with them was to be going through some of the work in the booklet from task 2. And we were going to check that they had an understanding of stuff. They would then have to take all their work from there, go on to Evidence Central and do the quizzes and things. What I'm going to do this morning is go and collect all those booklets from the workshop classroom, put them in the staff room and just say the kids need to come here to collect these. I'll put a message on Google Classroom that they've got to work through those, and we will double check their work and confirm stuff when we're next together. And that was basically my day. So I was obviously the least difficult to cover. I caught the message just in time before getting ready to go and just said, yes, I can do it if you still need me, because I wasn't sure if they'd messaged anybody else. Of course, the message came through after my bedtime. I went back and got changed into different clothes because I had my construction pants on for being in the workshop area. And I said, like, I'll put some nicer pants on for being the deputy, and I actually changed my sweater as well. Our next door neighbour has opened our view up a fair bit, because you can see the stumps down here. It looks like they've had, there was three trees down there, and I know there was a couple of really big ones here right on the fence line, big dying ones. But my wife said they were here chopping them all out the other day, and I think he was going to get rid of this thing too because it's a weed. And those trees down behind our properties. But that's certainly opened up that space a bit to see further off into the bush. I think he's keeping this pine, and he's got a few palm trees. There's actually more than I thought. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not actually sure what he's doing with those. He's basically just trying to get rid of any tree that's like not local to the area, especially because it's a hanging swamp area. Like basically the bottom end of both our yards is part of the hanging swamp. Bit of a recap. What's happened? Construction the other day. I didn't have a full class. Some of the kids shortened, but the ones who are here, I said, we're going to start getting you through these tasks. Task 4 should officially have started. We're still working on task 2. A couple of reasons there. One, I've been out for a lot of professional development or been relieving as DP quite a bit. And so that's 2 bits. The third bit is that a lot of the students aren't very motivated to do work on their own. And that's across the school, not just with me. But I had 5 in the class, and we got out the task, and we discussed our way through the task. And then they would need to go to Evidence Central and enter their answers. And that was a really productive lesson. We got a lot done. Today, more of the kids came, and it just fell apart. When I was trying to give a bit of an instruction, some of them just weren't listening, and then they'd ask a question afterwards. And it got to a point where four of the boys ended up sitting out on the ramp section and just not engaging in the work. That allowed me to get the others back on track, which was really good. We got them going, and I think we got through several more sections of the task. The kids who are working know where the issues are, but I need to start them on task 4. Now, the last time we did task 4, it was a garden bed that we had out in the area out there. This year, for task 4, there's like 5 different projects they could do. That garden bed one is one. A big picnic table is another one. A smaller version of the garden bed, so like just little square ones, which would probably be really good to do. 2 or 3 person bench with armrests, and another picnic table, which was my design from years ago. So that was interesting to see that in there. I just basically designed it out of 70 by 35 construction pine. So that's the design that's in there. Actually, we might go for that picnic table because I ordered a lot of 70 by 35 pine. Year 8 had their first cooking lesson yesterday, and that was awesome. They're loud and very boisterous, but they got in, they did the prac, they ate, they cleaned up and packed up before the bell. They were fantastic, and it was almost a full class. So that was a good success. I just had year 10 class for one of my staff, the metal class, who's on leave at the moment. Overseas, comes back this weekend. I'm glad it's Friday, but it feels like the week feels like it's been longer. But it's the end of week 2, almost. Good boys. It's a bizarre looking rock. This is another lookout, but it's actually just below the one I usually come to, so you've kind of seen the same view, but from further down the hill. The other lookout is up there. So we basically walked a track that comes down and appears over this way, but there's a little trail just over there, and if you, I don't know if I'm pointing to it right there, you walk up that and it comes up next to the other lookout that is just at the end of the street, which looks like they want to get to. This is a very small compressor that we bought for work, and it goes up to 135 psi. This operates at 120 at a top, so I set it to 115 because I wanted to test whether this would be good enough for doing my nails in my letterbox. And it was. It lets out enough pressure that it wants to fill up again pretty quick. But the beauty of it is, like, plugs in, but also runs off a Makita battery. And I keep thinking of all the small jobs I do around the house that I want to use the nail gun for, and I've got to hook up my large compressor and run the hose all the way from the shed up into the house. Or I could do this. So now that I know that this works well with this nail gun, my smaller C1 bradder wouldn't use as much air, and for small jobs around the house, I think I'm going to get myself one of these. So like I said, look, power or battery, and it's just allowed me to do this job really quick.
Hello. Hello.